بس كمل.
Okay. So good afternoon, hello everyone. Today we will discuss the term paper, the final paper of the course, and the topic is about making a decision to pursue graduate study abroad. This presentation was prepared by me and my colleagues Iyad Ghnemat and Amran Shatnawi. To start with, I will describe the scenario that I used for this paper. So at certain point, I had to make a decision about the specialty and location for pursuing my graduate degree in nursing administration. Additionally, I needed to choose the university and country where I would study. The available options for universities offers a master's degree program in nursing administration were either in my home country, in Jordan, Western countries like USA or Canada, or Far Eastern countries such as Far Eastern countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, or the Philippines. So, the criteria I used to select the country in which I will study included accessibility to the country, the English language being used as the primary language and language of instructions in the university, the presence of someone to help or guide me, like a relative or a friend there, because I will stay there for apparently for several years, so I need some support from someone there if ever. The reputation of the educational system when it comes to nursing education, the reputation of the university and the ranking of the university, also the accreditation in our country for that university, and the cost of studying, of course. At the end, I chose to study in the University of the Philippines in Manila. This decision was influenced by the fact that I had a relative in the Philippines. Also, it was easy to obtain a visa there without extra efforts and hardship to gain it. The country's strong reputation in nursing education. University of the Philippines is the mother of the universities in the Philippines and is the strongest academic system there. So, there is also, it takes only the students with the highest grade from other universities or its own students from the bachelor degree. So it's one of the best alternatives in the region. And also it was relatively affordable to study there. The cost of studying was much less than those private universities in the same country. So first of all, decision making is a fundamental aspect of human life. As we know, we make decisions at every single moment with regards to daily things or even to major things. But when it comes to major decisions, we need to have more detailed criteria, more mental model of choosing and pursuing our endeavors, our ambitions for the future. So it involves the process of choosing between different options or course of actions to achieve specific goals or objectives. In my case, decision-making process was around pursuing a graduate degree in nursing administration and selecting a suitable country for pursuing this study. So the aim of the paper was to explore the multifaceted process of decision-making to pursue this graduate program abroad, understanding from real-world scenario, actually personal scenario, it happened, and also how to weigh options to select the place, the country, the university wherein someone will pursue his studies. The problem was centered on the need to make a well-informed decision regarding my graduate degree program in nursing administration and where to pursue it. I needed to address questions such as what is the specialty to choose, where to study. As I said before, I had to choose between my own country, Western countries like USA or Canada, or Far Eastern countries. And that was because in the same country, we have, each one has its own pros and cons. So, for example, for my own country, the pros was staying with my family and at my work, but the cons were I had less ability or less chance to expose myself to other cultures, to different like educational systems, and maybe more advanced educational systems that I would benefit from and retain with this gain. So that was for like the pros and cons. For the USA or Canada, of course, as we all know, this was like a very good chance. If I had like to stay and work there and gain the nationality, that would be very great. But of course, the financial like burdens and cost of studying in such countries is high, as well as the visa like attainment. It wouldn't be easy to get a visa for these countries. It has a lot of papers to prepare, and like not so much of a chance to get a visa to go there unless I have very strong credentials. For the Far Eastern countries where I finally opted to go, I had to compare with like between these countries. For example, Indonesia is a relatively cheaper education, but the problem is less people are speaking English, and even in the university systems, it wasn't like always the language of instructions there. Like many Indonesian universities teach in the Bahasa Indonesia, which is the local language, and that would be a really like a hard barrier or strong barrier for me to go. And as well as, of course, we are always hoping to strengthen our English language because it is the international language. So I didn't go there. Malaysia, on the other hand, did not have the program like on the same what I was thinking, because it only has thesis approach. I wanted a mixed program between subjects and thesis. In addition, as I said before, I had to wait other things such as support from relatives and other parts. So this was the actual problem on how to choose the studying system that I want to go and study in. This problem required a careful consideration of various factors and options to ensure that my choice was aligned with my goal and preferences. So again, these are the available alternatives. I already explained them in the previous slides. So again, it's either my home country, Western countries, or Eastern countries. Okay, for the criteria for selection, so I had like to specify several criteria. This, in my case, this included the accessibility to the country, like I said, visa and approval to go there, the English-speaking environment and university instruction system, presence of support network, such as relatives or friends, reputation of choosing country in nursing education, and of course, that was another strength of the Philippines where I study. And also, finally, the standing of selected country on the university in the field of nursing. So even in the Philippines, it's one of the best countries in nursing education. There is also competition between universities, and I had to choose, looking at all aspects, which is the best one for me to study in. So from here, I will give the stage to my colleague Iyad to continue with this topic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hafid. Thank you, my colleagues. We will continue with the effect of heuristic, as my colleague Hafid mentioned about the studying nursing in University of Philippines. So a variety of cognitive heuristic and bases played a subtle but influential influence in choosing a country or university for a master degree in nursing management. So first and foremost, the availability of heuristic induced the dependence on the ease of to which the knowledge of University of Philippines, Manila, and the country sprang to mind. So since Hafid received the knowledge about Philippines' excellent nursing school, it might have impacted his choice. So the presentative heuristic also shaped the judgment about the countries and universities, portraying the Philippines as a nation with a strong nursing education. For sure, the graduated people from Philippine University have a good reputational background. So they considered Philippines as a model university. So anchoring and adjustment of heuristic subtly influenced the process with the initial anchors like relative in Philippines and other, let's say, expensive education influencing the subsequent choice and adjustment. So when the University of Philippines or Manila was suitable and affordable due to a familial connections, satisfaction or satisfying, finding the first option for Harvard to go through this journey for sure. So it's very important, although it's less obvious that the confirmation bias may have reinforced the choice of by actively seeking the information that supporting pre-existing nation and preference for studying in Philippines, while potentially ignoring or minimizing the opposing views. This is regarding the effect of heuristic. Next, please. So we'll continue with the bounded awareness. So the bounded awareness in group, it's the restriction for let's say an attention for the cognitive resources in group who played the influence as this is mentioned in Atman 2017 in his study. So the friend and family and classmates may have offered the biased opinion or experience when they advising anyone just to make a decision. So they might have restricted information and option due to their shared views. So anyone they have, let's say, previous experience, he might share his previous experience in negative or in positive way. So this is very valuable. If it goes with the positive way, it's very valuable for the one who's seeking for let's say such he need to take a decision, and he's seeking for kind of advice to make a decision, and this will contribute the bias and limit the comprehensive alternative, as sorry, Kim and Rob Klum in 2018 mentioned that. Next, please. So it was important to let's say to difference between the reasoning and the actual decision, as Hafid have, let's say, his rational decision to complete studying in Philippines. He considered talking to, let's say, a doctorate degree or a top Western universities, but having a relative in Philippines had it might different effect. So to have university to feel in comfort and convenience, this will for sure affect the decision, and make, let's say, make the person illustrate and delicate the balance between the, let's say, the thinking and emotional motivation, and that also supported by studies for Basram and Caesar in 2016. Next, please. So if we need to go back to reference group neglect resonant, because let's say the peers ideas, the colleagues and preference may have slightly influenced decision making, as mentioned in this paper. So through subtle peer pressure, as I said before, it might support you in taking a decision and might save you the negative impact, let you just to give up and leave this decision and searching for another opportunity. And this is what let's say what happened in with our colleague Hafid, just finally to decide to go through studying the nursing administration in Philippines University. So finally the focus on the outcome, while let's say such an excellent education might, let's say, be affordable, and this is linked also with the Bezerman and Caesar studies in 2016. And actually this is the influence of our colleagues Hafid to stress in this decision and go through his master education, and let's say choose this let's say well universities and solid universities. So if we go toward the next, please, for framing and reversal the differences. So during decision making and framing and reversal, the preferences are very important, because the framing effect may be presenting the information in a different ways to influence decision. And this is also supporting by many studies. So the way of countries and university information was, if it's presented in proper way, it will influence the choice. And this is what happened in the University of Philippines, or they have, let's say, won due to a positive framing that highlighted the Philippines University and the affordability and the, let's say, the support in all level. So the negative framing on the other side, maybe that highlighted in Western countries drawbacks, such as, let's say, greater tuitions and the fees became, let's say, it's more expensive than the Philippines University, and this might affecting this the decision. Also the cultural differences might affecting, because sometimes if you, let's say, have a more unwinding cultural differences, it might, let's say, affect your decision and continue. So the reversal of preferredness, where the people let's say make inconsistent choice based on their information framing, it's also relative. So the information was framed, and these fairness maybe, let's say, have changed, focusing on the international reputation and career chance. Because after you get to graduate, you need, for sure, you need to looking for a new career. You need to, let's say, to make an incremental steps in your life. So the reputational universities will, let's say, give a worth value regarding your career, and this is also supported by Granion in a study in 2016. So these cognitive phenomena highlighted the powerful influence and framing the decision making in, let's say, the complex relationship between the presentation and preference reversal. We'll move with my colleague Zemran to continue the rest of the presentation.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, my colleague Iyad and my colleague Hafid. And I think we are in front of amazing and real case or experience to Mr. Hafid to study in Philippines, which is really, it's amazing. So we can talk about the most motivational and emotional influences on decision making when Mr. Hafiz did. The dynamics of motivational and emotional influences cast a substantial imprint on the decision making process in my scenario. In my scenario, that means Mr. Hafiz's scenario of selecting a country and university for graduate studies in nursing administration. The emotional attachment in this particular emerged as a compelling factor, amplified by the presence of a relative in the Philippines, fostering a profound connecting that drove the choice. This emotional inclined me towards options that provided a sense of comfort, familiarity, and reliable support system, rendering the Philippines a more appealing choice. Conversely, the fear of the unknown introduced a contrasting influence, notably when considering unfamiliar Western environment. The anxiety associated with studying in entirely new and culturally distinct setting might have catalyzed the decision-making process, pushing me toward options perceived as safer or less daunting. This emotional response to unfamiliarity played a decisive role in shaping my choice. The desire for cultural experience, motivated by a yearning for diversity and distinct perspectives, could have also been contributing factor. An emotionally driven aspiration for a cultural encounter can people individuals to opt for a destination that promises unique opportunities for personal and academic growth. Financial considerations, including the fear accumulating substantial student debt, weighed heavily in my decision. The emotional motivation to minimize financial stress and debt serves as a strong driver, potentially influencing the choice to opt for a more affordable educational option. Furthermore, career aspirations held a prominent position in the decision-making process. Emotional motivation advance my career and align it with long-term aspirations may have been a guiding force, driving the decision toward options that appeared most conducive to my professional goals. The influence, appear, and social pressure exerted through the opinions of friends, family, or peers could have played a vital role in shaping the choice. Emotional motivation to conform to social expectations or gain approval from my social network may have subtly influenced my decision, further underscoring the multifaceted interplay of motivation and emotion within the decision-making process. Next slide, please. In the intricate process of choosing a country and university for graduate studies in nursing administration, the application of structured strategies to enhance decision-making holds a vital role. Utilizing decision analysis tools emerges as a fundamental step, wherein methodological such as decision metrics and cost benefits analysis can be harnessed to provide a quantitative evaluation of alternatives. These tools offer a systematic approach enabling the meticulous conversion of each option based on the established criteria, thus facilitating a more evidence-based and informed choice. Taking on outsiders' view, fostering emotional detachment, and approaching the decision from an impartial perspective amplify the objectivity of the choice. The act of advising a hypothetically a friend or family member in a comparable situation can provide a fresh viewpoint, unencumbered, unencumbered by personal biases. Moreover, comprehending the biases and preference of those providing advice in imperative. It underscores the significance of critically evaluating the input from individuals who may themselves be influenced by their own biases. This heightened awareness aids in shifting through potentially subjective information, further refining the decision-making process. Finally, the strategy of engaging others in the decision-making process is important. Encouraging discussing with friends, family, or peers about the decision elicits a diverse array of perspectives. The involvement of others serves as a sounding board for ideas, allowing for a richer exploration of alternatives and at times a challenging of one's own assumptions. These multifaceted strategies employed collectively could markedly enhance the quality of decision making in the pursuit of graduate degree in nursing administration. Acquiring experience from authoritative sources forms a parallel track of improved decision making. Seeking guidance for professionals in the field of nursing administration, academic advisors, or career counselors can furnish invaluable insights and perspectives. Their knowledge and experience offer a guiding light in the decision-making process, enriching the evaluation of alternatives with expert opinions. The recognition and mitigation of cognitive biases represent another pivotal strategy. De-biasing one's judgment necessitates a conscious effort to acknowledge and counteract potential biases such as confirmation biases and overestimation. Diversifying information sources and perspective helps temper the influence of these cognitive pitfalls, rendering the decision more objective. In addition, reasoning analogically and seeking inspiration from the experience of others who have trodden similar academic paths can broaden the decision makers' horizon. Analogical reasoning enables the application of insights garnered from analogous situations, enriching the evaluation process with a wider knowledge base. In the conclusion, we have two main conclusions. The first one, the decision to pursue a graduate degree in nursing administration and select a country and university is a complex process shaped by numerous factors, including cognitive biases, emotional influences, and various cognitive strategies. By recognizing the cognitive biases that may affect decision-making and applying rational decision-making strategies, individuals can make more informed choices. The second one is the emotional and motivational factors such as attachment, fear, and peer pressure must also be considered and balanced against objective criteria. Ultimately, improving decision-making in this context involves a comprehensive approach that combines analysis, expert input, de-biasing, and emotional awareness. Making a well-informed decision is essential for a successful academic and professional journey, and it requires a holistic understanding of multifaceted elements at play. Again, thank you very much, and again, give the chance to Mr. Hafiz to conclusion what we did all. Mr. Hafiz.
Okay, thank you, my colleagues, for this very nice presentation and informative presentation. At the end, again, the decision-making process is a complicated, complex process that has many multifaceted, like it has many factors and many points to look at. We learned through this course and that there are certain biases that are inherent in every individual. These biases affect our decision even without our knowledge. So we don't really know everything that we are thinking unless we have like shared experience with others. We look from external perspective. We look for expert opinion. We look for those we trust opinion. Also, we learn more about how to make the decisions objectively within a selected criteria, weighted criteria, not just like rushing decisions without proper thinking and without. This is particular to major decisions in our life. So we hope that through this course, that at the conclusion of this course, that we learned really how to deal with decision-making processes more effectively and at a higher level of mental thinking and pondering when making our decisions. So thanks again to this great group that I have the honor and the chance to work with through this semester, and looking forward to see you again in the coming semesters. Thanks again.
Thank you, Hafid. Thank you, Imran. And thank you for Prof. Smaeen for hosting this module. Hopefully you will be in safe, Dr. Smaeen. We'll see you again, inshallah. Thank you all.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you.